Let's go deeper into Power BI and actually calculate the coefficients behind the trend line. You often see a trend line on a scatter plot, but you have you ever wondered how to get the actual equation behind it? So when you add a trend line, Power BI creates a best fit line. It represents the relationship between variables, but it doesn't show you the math directly. So we want to extract that math ourselves. So our goal is very simple. We calculate the slope and calculate the intercept, build the regression equation inside Power BI. This gives us full control over the model. To achieve this, we use some powerful text functions, all selected to respect the slicers and filters, SUMX for row by row calculations, power for squared values, divide for safe division. This functions helps us implement the regression formula step by step. So step one is to count the data. First, we calculate the number of observations n by using the count rows and count the total number of records. This is required for both slope and intercept calculation. Step two is to sum the values. Now we calculate sum of x values and sum of y values. These total are key components of the regression formula. Third, we calculate the slope. Use SUMX to iterate through data, apply the regression formula, combine sums and counts. The slope tells us how much y changes when x changes. Then we calculate the intercept. Use the slope and averages. Use the slope and averages, apply the intercept formula, find where the line crosses the y-axis. How it works is that here's the powerful part. When filter changes, results update. Dex recalculates everything dynamically. The regression matches your filtered data, so your model is always accurate. This is where BI becomes powerful. You are not just visualizing, you are building analytical models and making data driven predictions. This is advanced level analytics. So here's the final takeaway. Trend lines are visual, regression coefficients are mathematical, and text lets you build both of them. We see a aggregated data trend line going through this scattered plot that represents the best fit line. Going through this aggregated data points, but how can we quantify this line with a Power BI semantic model? Power BI runs linear regression under its hood to calculate the supporting trend lines. Okay. So let's start building out a linear regression model to make our calculations easier to see. I already added an adjacent table visual where we'll see show the calculations work properly along the way. In our current semantic model, the X measure represents the average low temperature while the Y measure represents the average high temperature. Let's start by calculating the numbers that we use in our calculation, a new measure called N. Okay, let's just share a new measure here. Create a new measure and we'll name this as N is equal to count the rows of dates. And we'll hit create and then we'll just add this into our this model. Okay. So to override a filter contest, then we'll inside the all selected function within the count rows function. Okay. So we'll also take all selected function into this count rows function, all selected into this count rows function to measure a formula. Okay. Okay, 1 second. Okay, but we are getting this error. because we just did it. Now let's just try to commit it. The following syntax occurred during passing invalid token line items. Count rows. 1 second. It's equal to count rows and all selected. Here we have it states close this and close this one. I guess we should be good to go. Yeah. So now you can see we have like all select. Our major results now returns the total count of the selected dates for each row in a summarized table visual. Let's continue to use this logic of overriding the filter context of the selected dates in a linear sum regression. Okay. So let's now create a new measure again. Okay. And we'll just name it like SUMX is equal to, sorry, alt enter, SUMX of all selected dates, comma, dates, comma, just take this X value, then close this parenthesis and commit, and we'll have this as well. So we'll then similarly replicate this logic to some of the results of the y-axis across all of the selected table. Okay, so we'll just create a new measure again for sum of y is equal to sum x is equal to sum x all selected dates, okay, comma y, and then we'll close this and we'll just enter it again here in the same dates table. Okay, to calculate the sum xy in our regression calculations, we'll again duplicate this logic, except we'll set the expression equal to the x measure multiplied by the y measure. Okay, so then again we'll have one more here. So sum of xy is equal to sum x of all selected dates, okay, comma x into y. So now we'll add this as well into our table. We'll set the expression that we are summing up to the power function, to the second power. One second, I'm just checking out. So we'll have like one more measure wherein we'll have this formula of sum of x squared is equal to sum x all selected dates, comma power of x to 2. Okay, we'll just have that similarly way here, and again we'll calculate a new one for y. So sum of y squared or selected dates, comma, power of y, comma 2, close the parenthesis. Okay. So now we have this. Okay. So both of these relationships have been added into this. So now we'll see. So here, this is like we are just calculating the linear regression. Okay. So now once we change it, you'll be able to see if I'm like kind of clicking on any of this data here. If I'm just selecting this particular one, I will be getting the exact data or exact details of it. Okay. Suppose I unselect, I'm just getting this full of the scatter plot. But if I'm selecting somewhere into this is going to give me the exact date that this point is going to be. And if I'm selecting the cities, or if I'm taking um this like limit of this, so I will be getting the details as of now. So this is what basically how do we calculate like this linear regression coefficient.